song is called Tumbleweed Poker, and it's about the vagaries of love and poker and the fact that the two are one and the same, sort of. And it's on a record I put out about 10 years ago called The Long Term, which is available at your local website, pretty much. Anyway, it's called Tumbleweed Poker.
Looking for a diamond to adorn a pretty hand. Looking for a queen of hearts in avoiding desert sand. Starting with an ace that's not enough to quench a thirst. The wind is blowing harder and the bluffing doesn't work. Then up the signal, shifty eyes, a thrifty mind. Rising eyebrows raise the bets, just when to hide behind. Plodding through this desert of discarded clubs and spades. Nothing left to wager, dig a hole, seal the grave. I got a lonely heart, yeah, I got a dusty spade. I got a solid club, but I got no hand to speak of. Remember Henry Fonda in a flick called Raging Rat, trekking through the desert with a gambler's gift of gab. Misty eyed with one-eyed jacks that are wild with aces high. Fantasies of wealth beyond the great to jack the sky. Starts to creak, and up the ante, trying to break this losing streak. And everyone is folding up the cards. Everyone is folding up the chairs. Until what seemed to be a friendly game of poker turns out to be a noisy game of solitaire. And I got a lonely heart, yeah, and I got a dusty spade. I got a solid club, but I got no hand to speak of.
Hello and welcome to the Ed Abel Show. Today it's my pleasure to introduce my guest and friend Joe Auger. Hello, Joe. Welcome to the show.
Ed, thank you for having me.
A pleasure. Now, I witnessed you performing years and years ago, but we first got acquainted maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. And,
was it at the start at the Everyman, or
it was at the
like
Everyman. Can you tell our audience a little bit about that?
Yes. Well, there's a place in Providence called the Everyman Bistro. And it is run by a person named Leah Reynolds, who some of you may already know. She used to run the old Custom House Tavern in downtown Providence, which sadly closed about almost 4 years ago now, too. So, but she called me last May and said, yeah, I'm reopening a place, and you want to come and do the open mic again. And I had done the open mic at Custom House for about 10 years.
Wow.
I had been grandfathered in by a guy named Steve Dubois, again, as some people in Providence remember him. And so she called me. It was July. As a matter of fact, tonight will be, I think, just about the 1 year anniversary, because it was July 8th or 9th last year that I started. So that's right. Anyway, so about a year, we've been doing every Wednesday night open mic. Ed's been a regular, pretty much, Slightly irregular, perhaps.
Yeah.
But people come down 8:30, sign up. They come and do their thing, and it's people with guitars. I would love to have people coming in with juggling balls, magic, and poetry, and the whole sort of hootenanny thing. I would love to. Yeah, and every once in a while, someone will pop in and do that. But for the most part, people come in. They just kind of come in. They'll come in and do their songs. Some people maybe have a set bunch of songs that they do like all the time, and that's what they do. They come out of work. They want to go chill out, have some food, and sing their favorite songs in front of some people who are not going to be judgmental.
It's a good atmosphere there. I've been a veteran of the local open mic circuit for the last couple of years.
Veteran.
Yeah, exactly. But I've seen that's a fun place to play, and I've seen other places I shall never ever return to. And I've seen horrible incidents go down at certain places, so it's nice that it's friendly and non-judgmental and safe.
Yes. He said in stereo.
No fights.
Exactly. No, that's a big part of it. I mean, it's like when it was Custom House in downtown, we rarely had problems down there, and we don't have quite the same walk-in crowd. It used to be literally right off the street. So but it's great. It's like off-street parking, free parking. There's a security guard there, so you'll never worry about getting your car ticketed or broken into. Yeah. And again, it's safe, and but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Are you performing any other places these days locally?
Here, obviously.
Yeah, so we'll get into that.
Yeah, no, I've been doing not as much live work. Every once in a while, I'll pop up, and doing solo stuff is, I have a certain comfort level with it as far as my own original work goes, because like again with the open mic stuff, I do have a large repertoire of cover music that I do, which I'm probably more comfortable with sometimes, but just because I've never been fully comfortable with my own music for some reason.
Well, there's a safety with the covers. People are familiar
totally,
with it.
Totally.
You're giving them something. You're not taking them someplace new.
Yeah.
You're taking a bigger chance with originals always.
Yeah, and my music tends to be fairly. I wouldn't. It's somewhat introspective. Sometimes it's actually literally depressive. I've been told, but that's what it is. I mean, far be it from me. I mean, Leonard Cohen made a career out of it, so hey. But yeah, no, every once in a while, I would like to do more. I certainly would like to do more, but I also run a production company called Cork Productions, which I've been doing for, God knows, since 1990, about 20 years now.
What sort of production are you doing?
So, mostly album production, so I'm a sound engineer, album producer, and so I do myriad projects, etc. I'm currently in the midst of a number of sound projects. I'm in various stages of completion, one of which is Andy Lampert, who's a local singer-songwriter. We're finally doing a record after I've known him for probably about 20 years, same thing. And we would always see each other like every couple of years. We're gotta make a record. And sure enough, this past year at the Everyman, he popped in. We said, time to do it. Let's do it. So we're in the midst of it, and it's sounding great. It's gonna be a really good pop record, man.
Yeah.
But
you're I like to tease you a little bit. I call you the last holdout in Fort Analog. You are a diehard Luddite, someone who has resisted the digital revolution, tooth and nail, kicking and screaming.
Oh, I'll die hard.
How's it going in Fort Analog?
It's going well. I think also it bears out in the news. If you go online and you look under things like analog reel-to-reel tape or whatever that is, that whole genre, it's certainly making a comeback. Vinyl has become the new old thing with the younger generation. They're finding that there's something to be said for the black vinyl experience that CDs and especially MP3s just do not give you. It's much more visceral. Yeah, miserable. That's a visceral and miserable. That's what it is.
It's wonderful.
No, it's just one of those things that I think I find it a much warmer experience recording to tape, and I still use digital. I edit digitally because these days it's a lot simpler.
Made it possible for me. Yeah.
I certainly can do the razor blade edit stuff, but truthfully, the older I get, the less able I'm. The hands get shaky. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
as opposed to just clicking,
mouse and clicking. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
your mouse is your friend. So
yeah.
So mostly a mix. It starts with analog, goes to digital, but then goes back to analog again before we master back to digital. So it's a bit of a back and forth.
So ADAD?
ADAD.